Hello, and welcome to the post-NFL draft episode of Kick, Pass, Punch. This is Malcolm, and I'm Brian, his dad. We're here to talk about things involved in the world of professional wrestling, professional football, and professional soccer. Leaning heavily towards MLS, but that is not where we'll lead tonight. We'll lead with one very brief soccer interlude.
Liverpool are Premier League champions.
Liverpool has won the Premier League with weeks to spare. Cheers.
Jurgen Klopp is cursing right now. Got second place with 93 and 97 points and took Arnis, 81 points, is it? To win the week?
Look, everyone thought Liverpool was going to take a step back with the new coach, and they did not. And hats off to them. I got nothing else to say except I hate that Liverpool has 20, and Man United needs to get it together and retake the top spot. But I felt like we're still a few years away from that.
Yeah.
Secondarily, another congratulations goes to Wrexham. First team to ever be promoted 3 years in a row. Going into the championship next year.
Are they playing quality?
Right now?
Yeah.
No.
Could they get to be?
Sure.
Quality?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you think they could? Are we going to be having this conversation again in 1 year from now, when Wrexham have been promoted to the Premier League? Will we be having that conversation a year from now?
All right. Predictions.
Predictions.
No, I don't think that Wrexham will make it through the championship in 1 year. Will they be in the top half of the table at the end of next year? I think they will, actually. They have shown a real, it seems to me, and again, I don't know a lot. I have a lot of opinions, but I don't know a lot. They've shown real financial savvy in how they've gone about doing these things, right? The way I understand it, and I could be completely wrong, is that they signed players this year to help get them to the championship, but they had an insurance policy that if they didn't make it to the championship this season, the insurance company would end up paying those salaries, right? So they paid like I don't know what the numbers are. Let's just say they paid $1 million for the salaries of the new players they brought in.
Right.
They paid $1 million plus an additional $10,000 for an insurance policy. And if they hadn't made it to the championship, they would have gotten paid back by the insurance company for those salaries. That's the way that I understand what they did.
Why doesn't everybody go around doing that?
I don't know. And maybe they do. Maybe it is more common, and we're just learning about it because Wrexham is doing it and because of the media that surrounds them. But regardless, cheers to Wrexham. It's amazing. Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney bought the club for £2.5 million. And they could probably sell it right now for $100 million.
Oh, it's more than that.
It's crazy.
It's more than 100 million. I think for sure.
It's crazy how well they've done, and they're doing a good job. So, the Chicago Fire got blown out last night. It was embarrassing. I have nothing else to say about soccer.
I have one more thing. West Ham have, I believe, won the Conference League. The European Conference League.
Okay.
Good job.
West Ham. I don't even know what that is.
So it's the third European League, below the Europa League.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So they'll be in the Europa League next year.
Got it.
Or maybe it's the Champions League? I don't know which.
They'll be in Europa because the winner of the Europa League gets an automatic seat in the Champions League. So Manchester United might. I mean, they still have a path to the Champions League next year, despite finishing 14th or 15th in the Premier League.
This is the plan. This was always the plan. Finish 14th in the Premier League, so the teams don't see you coming, and then you win the Europa League, and you still qualify for Champions League, and then next year you win the Champions League and the Premier League, and the Carabao Cup and the other one.
Okay.
Quadruple.
So
you're gonna win the quadruple next year.
A bunch of misinformed information is about to come out of me. But didn't somebody do this recently? Like, didn't somebody a team qualify for the Champions League, but like they were way down the chart on the in the Prem, but they get so much money from the Champions League that they were able to upgrade their squad and actually compete, and become competitive. Like, is that Leicester? Like, somebody recently did this. Like, they had this weird run.
Newcastle.
Maybe it was Newcastle. I don't know, but
maybe that's probably wrong. But
if United gets into the Champions League, there's an influx of money that comes with that.
Victor Gyökeres.
That will allow them to buy players that they may not have the...
Victor Gyökeres!
Yeah, and they can go get Gaga to replace...
Onana.
Gaga Onana. I'm just saying. All right.
Just go out and re-sign David De Gea, who's been playing amazing in Fiorentina.
All right.
Moving on.
So let's go to the main meat of this week's edition. The NFL draft happened. Malcolm, give me your 30,000 feet view looking at the NFL draft. Don't be specific. Generally, what are your thoughts on this draft?
It was good. We've never seen a meteoric fall like Shedeur.
Historic.
And I mean, nothing insane happened.
Other than that.
Other than Shedeur falling like crazy. I mean, the Saints taking what's-his-face over Shedeur is kind of crazy. And if every,
Tyler Sloth?
Yeah.
Tyler Sloth is such an interesting guy, right? He played college football for 7 years.
Yeah. Did you see the combine throw?
Well, it's one throw.
The combine's so stupid.
Let it go. It's one throw. You have game tape. People
game tape of him being chased by a D tackle and him going like this. There's a clip of him being chased by 2 D tackles and he just throws the ball up like this to 2 corners.
Look, I'm not defending the pick. I'm not.
It's the wrong pick. It's just not the right pick.
So, all right. So just talk about it. Why did Shedeur Sanders fall to the 5th round?
5th.
Why did Shedeur Sanders fall to the 5th round?
So we're gonna start with a few of the minor reasons, and we'll build our way to the major reason, because there is one very major reason. But the first minor reason is he interviewed terribly, apparently. Apparently he was, like, being super cocky in all the interviews, and it was, like, really bad. 2, he refused to work out at both Pro Day and Combine. And the third and major reason, Deion Sanders. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's Deion's fault. Also, he's not talented enough to be making claims like that.
Okay, so here are my 30,000 view thoughts. Yes, I would agree. Ultimately, at the end of the day, it's Deion's fault, and that's going to be an awkward conversation at some point between father and son, because Deion cost his kid a lot of money in this draft. It was interesting because I saw drafts that had him going in the top 5. I saw drafts that had him going early in the second round.
I think the latest I saw any draft having him going was second round, 9th pick to the Saints.
Yeah, for sure. And the discrepancy between what was thought, even in that wild discrepancy, right, between it being a top 5 and an early second rounder, but going to the 5th round, the discrepancy is believing your own hype, right? Deion hyped this kid, and the hype didn't match the tape.
Right. He's not that good.
No,
See,
he's
okay.
good.
He's good, but he's not good enough for all that.
So here's the way I look at it. If I could have Shedeur Sanders as the backup to Caleb Williams, would I be interested in doing that? The answer to that question is unequivocally yes, if he is a backup in the way that Tyler Badgett was a backup. But he wouldn't be. That's the problem. Right?
He'd cause chaos in the
he
locker room.
would be constant chaos. And I think that they just don't want that.
Right, nobody wants that. And that's what's going to happen on the Browns, unfortunately, is there's 5 quarterbacks.
There's 5 quarterbacks. So
2 were drafted.
Yeah.
They drafted 2 quarterbacks, a 3rd round and a 5th round.
And it's clearly done to, like, say, hey, like, we believe that you could be the guy, but you're going to have to battle with another rookie first to see which of the 2 rookies actually makes our roster.
We could see Shedeur not on a team. Like, he could be cut.
He could. And here's the interesting thing, the interesting wrinkle that I was thinking about earlier today is that that's actually in his best interest.
To get cut?
Yes. And here is my explanation for that. Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy, Mr. Relevant, shoots to superstar status, right? He cannot renegotiate his contract. because he is a rookie. He is under the
rookie contract.
The collective bargaining agreement rookie contract structure.
That's up after this year, though, isn't it? For him?
It doesn't matter because everyone who's under the now will still be under it. They will only be renegotiating for the future. So if Shedeur Sanders signs a rookie contract for, 5 years, 4 years, guaranteed with a fifth year option.
Nope. First round picks get for fifth year options. Nobody else does.
Okay. Whatever.
So Purdy doesn't even have a fifth year option. So Purdy's rookie contract is done this year or next year.
Right. But they're renegotiating with him. But there was a rule that they could not renegotiate his contract. Right? So he was making the absolute minimum he was allowed to make, Brock Purdy.
Right.
And after his rookie year, would they have renegotiated and offered him a bigger contract? Yeah, 100% they would have. And they could not. So he had to go through 2 more years of making the league minimum because they could not, by rule, pay him more. However, if Shedeur Sanders gets cut from Cleveland, he's a free agent. He's not bound by that. He can sign with anyone, and he can sign for whatever contract he wants. So
that could also be a problem.
Yeah, because it incentivizes him to act up during Cleveland's camp, which could also hurt him down the road.
Also, that whole contract negotiation is not going to go well with anybody. Will he even get offered a contract if he gets cut? Yeah, he will, but okay.
I think the Steelers have already called him, and they're like,
"Tank."
Yeah, get cut. We'll call you. The Steelers quarterback room is.
That's what I was about to say. What are the Steelers doing? Is Mike Tomlin literally like, watch? I have no quarterback. I have Mason Rudolph at quarterback. I will still go above 500. Fire me now.
I do not understand. The Steelers have ceded all of their leverage to Aaron Rodgers. Like, Aaron Rodgers is going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. That is my lock of the week. Aaron Rodgers is going to be the quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I hope the Steelers call him out and be like, you said publicly on tape, we have the video, you would play for anyone in the league for $10 million. Here's our contract for $10 million. Sign it or don't. But we're not negotiating. You said you would play for $10 million. Here's a contract for $10 million. Sign it. That's what I would do. It's a total pro wrestling move, right? Like, literally hold a press conference and hold the contract up and be like, we have offered Aaron Rodgers $10 million to play. He said he would play for anywhere from $10 million. Here's the contract. All he has to do is show up and sign it. And he starts as QB1 for us.
Yeah, well, you're not going to start Mason Rudolph over Aaron Rodgers. But the starting conversation does lead me to Jacksonville. And what's going to happen with Travis Hunter? Great trade, by the way.
Bravo, Jacksonville.
What a trade.
Yeah. I love it. I love everything about it. Travis Hunter is the first person in the modern draft, or in the draft era, not modern draft, the draft era, to ever be announced as a draft pick with 2 positions.
There's two cards. I was looking at pictures of all the cards for all the players. There was 2 cards for him. Imagine they'd let one team pick him as a wide receiver and another team pick him as a cornerback.
Well, they couldn't do that.
No, they couldn't. But that'd have been funny. Pick. You got pick now.
My guess is that they will start him as a full-time starting defensive back with 30-ish% offensive snaps as a wide receiver. That'd be my guess. And then, but that's my opinion. But let's just put it this into the how much right now would you bet me? If I said, bet me $100 right now, straight up. You bet $100, I bet $100. Travis Hunter wins Offensive Rookie of the Year and Defensive Rookie of the Year. Would you make that bet?
I'd make that bet for no.
Okay.
I don't think he'll win either.
All right. Well, I was gonna go up the line, but I guess you don't think there's a chance.
I don't think he'll win either.
All right. What if I said you bet me $100, but I will pay you $1,000 if he wins both? Would you take that bet?
No.
Because you don't think he wins.
He's not gonna win either.
I might be logging on to FanDuel later tonight.
I'd do 10 for 100.
$10 for $100?
I'd do the 100 for 1,000 bet for less. I'm not giving up $100 for that. Because like, if he does,
all right, we'll scale it down.
If he does, then great. I'd maybe bet 25 for 250. Because if he does, great. If he doesn't, it's okay. Like, because
but your money, you're only willing to gamble with throwaway money.
I'd only gamble between 10 and 25. I think mine would be,
like if
I'd go 10, 15, or 25.
If I told you right now that the odds of Travis Hunter winning Offensive and Defensive Rookie of the Year are 350 to 1.
Like, I bet one I get 350.
If you bet $100,
I get
$35,500.
Just $35,000.
Are you willing to do that?
For $100?
Yeah. You willing to throw $100 at that bet, thinking, I believe there's at least a chance that's going to happen?
I would throw 50 at that bet. I would throw 50 at a 1 in 350 and a 1 in 350 chance. Because I do not think I do think, okay, so I think there's a chance he wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. I don't think there's a chance he wins Defensive.
So your position is purely financial. Like, I can justify losing this money.
Yeah.
On the chance that he wins. I just don't think he's going to win.
I think there's a chance he wins, but I don't think he'll win Defensive.
I think the idea of the NFL giving him and creating this star of giving him Offensive and Defensive Rookie of the Year is, I think is a better chance than you do. I do.
But I think it's gonna be good.
I think there are a number of linemen who are gonna really stand in his way on one side of the ball or the other.
It's just gonna be Abdul Carter.
I know, but I didn't want to say his name.
It's
because
just
he might appear. I have to RKO him. It's the whole thing.
What?
When you say his name, he appears.
Joe Hendry. Boo! Didn't
Um,
work. The thing didn't work.
So,
Alright.
Bears draft picks quickly. The first pick, Loveland.
Colston Loveland.
Yeah.
Tight end. Michigan.
Malcolm's for it. I had not heard of this kid. Again, I don't know anything. I just have opinions about stuff. But
9 out of 10 pick.
I've seen some very positive, some very negative views on this pick. The thing that I saw that was the most encouraging to me is people saying he's essentially a slightly bigger Sam Laporta.
He's kind of like Brock Bowers.
And
that's my take.
Ben Johnson did an amazing job of using Laporta in Detroit. So if that's what he wants, there's no question that when they said they were going to take tight end, it seems very clear that Ben Johnson was given the choice between Loveland and Ty Warren, and Johnson chose this kid.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the choice he made. But this was not a general manager choice. The general manager said, we're taking the tight end. Coach picked which one.
Yeah.
So he got the player he wanted. I can't argue with it.
All right, moving on to, I believe, steal of the draft, Luther Burden.
Okay.
Second round.
Tell me about it, because I don't know anything about this kid at all. Except he's a wide receiver. Literally the only thing I know about him.
At the beginning of the year, he was a projected top 5.
Okay. Why is he then available where he was?
Because of how, I'm actually pretty sure Cam Ward wasn't even in that top. Cam Ward wasn't in that top 5. The defensive tackle wasn't in that top 5. So 2 of the top 5 weren't in there.
Okay. But, you're telling me he was a projected top 5 draft pick, and he got picked at the very end of the second round.
He got picked. He got picked 7th in the second round.
Oh, right. Sorry, he was we traded back on our second pick.
But he was projected to be anywhere from 15 to 30. He was supposed to go first round.
Okay.
And he didn't.
So, all right. Well, let me ask you this then. Does he just take Keenan Allen's spot? Does he take receptions away from Rome and DJ?
So he's a really good slot guy, for sure.
I would love.
But so is Colston Loveland. That's the thing, is we now have 2 slot wide receivers.
Yes, for sure. That's the thing I saw about Loveland the most, was that
he's indistinguishable.
I actually think he lined up as a wide receiver more than a tight end.
Yeah, he did.
In this last year.
Plus, we've got Cole Kmet.
But Ben Johnson loves the 2 tight end package.
System, yeah.
So, and great.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah. What he did with Detroit's offense, fantastic.
Love it.
Yeah.
Great.
And if we're 3 years from now, and we have 2 potential, all-pro wide receivers in Loveland and Rome, awesome.
I'll take 1 out of the 2.
I just have this fear of him
stealing receptions.
Yeah, and kind of hurting the progress of Rome, right?
Yeah.
Because they're gonna need they need to keep DJ happy, which means they have to throw to DJ.
Right. Obviously, they need to fit the DJ.
So if they have to throw to DJ, but then all the rest of, you know what I mean? Are we splitting the rest of the receptions between Rome and London?
Colston
Luther.
Oh, and Luther Burden?
Yeah. That's not great. you know. And if I mean the ideal scenario for the Bears here, right, is that DJ ends up as your third receiver. But does that become an issue? Like, does that become a locker room issue? I would hope not. DJ Moore's a pro. He's been around.
DJ? 29?
I have no idea.
Okay.
I don't know things. I only have opinions.
Okay.
But we need to wrap this up. So what are your overall thoughts on the Chicago Bears draft? Good, bad, or to be determined?
I think it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my entire take. Is it was good.
I agree. I think they made good choices. I like the players they brought in.
I kind of wish Tedder McMillan hadn't gone
to see them.
8, but it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we could talk about a million things. We could talk about
we could go on for hours, but we don't have hours.
Why does Atlanta continue to do like the most ridiculous thing in the draft? I don't know. Don't like how good Green Bay's draft was. Don't like that at all.
One more thing before we do get off, though. The Shedeur prank call has been identified as one of I think the Falcons' defensive coordinator's son.
Really? Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah. It was an Ole Miss, and it was...
Oh, that's really bad. That whole story is really bad. Like,
yeah.
I mean, that should not be done, but if it's really someone tied to another team, like, that's, like, and I get it. Like, my law firm's not going to be dinged for some stupid shit that you did.
Right.
But if he's, like, of age and if he has any actual, like, connection to the team, like,
I don't
even
believe he
as,
does.
like, the third assistant water boy.
I don't believe he does, because he goes to Ole Miss.
Oh,
so
okay.
I don't believe he does, because he did it on campus at Ole Miss.
Totally stupid.
Because somebody filmed it
Totally.
and posted it online.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. Don't take advantage of people. Like, look, Shedeur Sanders. Like, say what you want about him. But that's bullshit. You can't do that. Like, you just can't. Like, it's awful. Like, I feel really bad that happened to him. And it's wild to bring this full circle that this weekend somehow managed to turn Shedeur Sanders' face.
God.
I think people across this country are going to be rooting for him now that would have been 100% booing him 4 days ago.
Also, this happened to Baker Mayfield during the draft when he was up, but it was one of his friends that was in the room with him. And Baker had his number saved in his phone, so it pulls up on his phone, and it's like Jack or something, and he like looks at it and he just like starts laughing. But this is different.
This is different, but I do think that even on the road, I'm predicting even on the road, Shedeur Sanders comes out and takes his first snap under center. I think there will be cheers even on the road at this point. I think they have somehow managed to turn him face and taken who might have been a great villain in this league and made him somebody that people are going to root for. I do.
Yep.
That's what I think is going to happen.
All right.
Which ties us up perfectly for all of our topics.
Sorry, didn't talk about wrestling a whole lot today. Not really one of those days today. Goodbye. Kevin is always right.